Welcome back to Marvel Puzzle Quest with me, P.I. McLeod, and I'll make this a quick one right now. I have another one to do, another stream that is, later on today. You'll see. I mean, you kind of know what it is already, right? It's a schedule of mine. Every time I do one of these boss events, I try to run round 8, the last round in the final hour, so it's the hardest it can all be, and we don't use 5 stars except for like once, just so you can see what 5 stars I'm playing with. But more often than not, we just run 4 stars, just so everyone else can get an idea that you can beat these bosses with just 4 stars and less. You can do this. You can help your alliance in the final hours, in the final stretch. You don't need 5 stars to beat the hardest stuff, so there's no excuse not to help your alliance. Anyways, moving on. That's not what I'm here for right now. We're here for the Deadpool Daily, Crash the Titans, because I only have, a day or 2 left. And look, I didn't even do all the Deadpool Daily stuff yet today. I'm kind of a little behind, but hey, it's the weekend. I got stuff to do. I'm sure you all do too. So let's hit this now and get back to our stuff so I can have a more clean run tonight. Crash the Titans, we're going up against Blade, who's cheating. He's got a 555, and he's level 270, so it's pretty much as strong as a 3-star gets, for the most part, and he's cheating. I'm going to say it again, he's cheating. Anyways, wow. How do I describe Blade when he came out? When Blade was introduced into the 3-star game for Marvel Puzzle Quest, he came in with a package that was a little different than the norm. He kind of reminded people as like another version of Dakin, whereas Dakin makes strikes when anyone makes green matches. He was making strikes passively every turn as long as there's so many red tiles on the board. There's a different approach to it. We're like getting free strikes just because there's red tiles out there. Kind of interesting. At the time, this may not sound like much, but at that time that was pretty darn new to the game. Having someone that just does something every turn that wasn't just regenning hit points or something. So that was pretty fun. His purple makes an attack tile and it's stronger based on how many strike tiles are out there. So once again, you can get this really strong attack tile just because his passive is working. And finally, he has his green ability, which is, his black ability, which is a really good AP steal. It does a decent amount of damage upon hit. It's nice. It's pretty cheap. I want to say it's like 8 AP. And it does a nice chunk of damage, but more importantly, it makes a repeater that constantly steals AP. Like every turn, you get like up to 3 AP in the enemy team's strongest color. So you're constantly depleting them and feeding yourself. Back in the day, before the repeaters weren't always in the game, so it would make a 1-turn countdown that just basically kept refreshing itself, and that was something that was changed, much like Human Torch's green was a countdown that refreshed itself too. And because of that, they had to change those things to repeaters, because then Coulson came along at once upon a time, and that made it kind of broken to have a countdown that kept refreshing itself a little too much. But anyways, let's move on. Who are we going against Blade with? Elektra. It's funny, my echo is going off because it thinks it hears her name. Anyways, when she came onto the scene in 4-star territory, and she was one of the earlier 4-stars to the game, she came in with a whole kit that made people stop, really evaluate, like, oh wow, this is a pretty awesome package. There's nothing in there that says giant amounts of damage, but at the same time, there's so much board control that you couldn't help but take notice. So one of the first things was her double cross, and it's still one of her mainstays of her kit. So put up to level 5 so you can see the full amount here. You get 2 random enemy strike, attack, or protect tiles, turn them into strike tiles, improve their strength, but then you convert 3 random basic purple tiles into enemy strikes. I want to point that out, that last bit. You're making 3 random enemy strike tiles for a cheap cost of 7 purple. Honestly, this is one of the very few abilities in the game that allows you to make enemy tiles. And it needs to be noted. That's this is a whole reason why Elektra stays as one of my main characters for fighting Caecilius. That boss for the Doctor Strange stuff, you know, the guy you got to match enemy strike tiles for. Yeah, she's still in my team to this day when it comes to fighting Caecilius, as I like to call him, because of this ability right here. You can take control of some of the tiles on the board that are in hard to reach places, and at the same time, if you see a couple purples that are already lined up to match, throw this out there. You're probably going to make one or two of those into enemy strike tiles, making it for easy matches and an easy win. Double cross is a great ability. It's situational nowadays, but it still has its uses. Shadow Step is a very good ability as well. This is one of the main reasons that people looked at her when she first came out, like, what are we getting out of this? For 10 black, that's quite amazing. You get these black tiles that turn into trap tiles, which we all know traps are fragile, right? But read that. If she takes damage, the damage is negated, a trap is destroyed, you get the AP for the destroyed trap. So like that's one more black AP you're getting back, right? And you deal damage. Now on top of that, make sure to add in, I don't know, any strike tiles you got out there, or if you got Okoye or Apocalypse or someone else buffing the damage of it. The Shadow Steps are amazing because 0 damage to you and damage back to them, plus you're getting black AP. It's a very good ability and can cause a lot of headaches. Of course, though, it has to be Elektra taking the damage, so she's got to be in front or be targeted by an ability, so keep that in mind. And finally, there's the Ballet of Death. It used to not be this cool, to be quite honest. It used to be a little worse than this, but hey, thankfully the developers figured it out and they got it to be working to a better point. It's only 8 red now. It converts, you get a trap tile that sits out there, but you get to steal 1 purple, 1 black, 1 red, if that's at level 5, of course, at every turn, and deal damage at every turn. That's so much better than what it used to be. It used to not steal as much and it just, I don't know, it just wasn't as cool. Let's just take my word for it, it wasn't as cool. It's much cooler now, actually usable. Once again, that's a great ability against Caecilius because you're stealing more purple, more black, more red, which you could use for, I don't know, Sabertooth's black to make more strike tiles, her own purple to make more enemy strike tiles, her own red to put on another Ballet of Death. No, you're not doing damage to him, you're stealing from him, and there's a whole plethora of reasons here, right here, why Elektra stays in my Caecilius fights. Anyways, that's enough about her. Let's go kill us a vampire, right? Or a vampire hunter? Both? Yeah, it's both. Let's go. Elektra versus Blade. It's a one-on-one fight, so we're going to go with character effects on. It means animations. So, I would say black is probably the most important thing to go for here, because not only does he use the black as well, but if you get it out there, that means no damage for you, right? Shadow Step is pretty good. Purple's probably second most important. You might think red's important because he will use that red as a passive, but honestly, if he makes strikes, you could just steal him with your purple. That's kind of what you want to do. You want him to make strikes, so you can use your purple, well, against it. Of course, if I make... Oh, there you go. I was going to say. Didn't see a match there for a second. Okay, so I'm going to take that purple. I'm hoping he's going to make a strike or two here soon. Come on. There we go. Come on, make those. This steals 3, right? Nope, no, just 2. That's perfect. So he's got 2 out there, and they're like 72 damage. Well, we're going to take them and improve them. So now he's got a few more out there, but these do 392 a pop. I'm already doing 784 extra damage, and that's a pretty big deal at this point. So I'm going to take that purple. Guess what? I have enough to cast it again. I could do this again right now because I put out enemy strike tiles. So she just basically could chain it into herself. Now we're doing how much? 1,486 for extra anything we do. That's not bad. I'm gonna take this red. He's gonna die here in a couple turns. It's kind of a shame. I wanted to kind of show off more animations, but you know what? We'll just take the wins, right? I'll take the red. I'm destroying my own strike tile, but I'm not really afraid of losing here, so I want that black, but he'll probably take it. That's the unfortunate part. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Not right now, at least. Take that blue. There. Oh, there you go. I got one more animation out of him before he dies. Because if he dies, he dies. There we go. Let's take... I don't know which one do you want to kill him. This one right here? Sure. Honestly, Elektra should always be defeating Blade in these one-on-ones. There's no reason not to. The fact that he makes strikes and she could steal him for a cheap cost of 7 purple... you only have yourself to blame if you don't beat them. Now, of course, if you have an under-leveled Elektra, that's a whole nother story. But hey, just get it, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 purple covers, and it's yours. Remember, your 3-star Elektra feeds 4-star Elektra, so hopefully you've got a couple covers for her already. So that was it. That's Elektra's Crash of the Titans against Blade, and that's it for now. Remember, later on tonight, we're going to try around 8 p.m. Eastern time to run this Avengers vs. Ultron right then. Okay, so we can get all the hard round 8 last hardest battles of the day out of the way, okay? Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.